Hey guys, David29 here, and I'm going to make this video as quick as possible because it's late and I need to go to bed. This video is going to be a quick review, as you should have seen from the title. Oh my god, my room's even messier than normal. Let's move that. Both the Rubik's Cube, the regular official Rubik's Cube, and the official Rubik's Speed Cube. To probably focus it a little bit better. So, we will begin shortly. Before we begin though, I would just like to inform you that in case you did not know, my YouTube channel is getting close to reaching 100 subscribers. So because of that, I will be hosting a giveaway soon. But in order to figure out what to give away, and like last time, where I just kind of chose video game, now I also have cubes, and also I might give away a gift card or gift code. To help be part of that decision, in the description down below, there will be a link to a straw poll in which you can vote for what you want to be given away. More information on that will be in a separate video, most likely tomorrow. And let's begin. So, these reviews will be quite short. I'll just be showing you the two separate cubes, with the original first, then the speed cube, my thoughts, my impressions, yada yada yada. So, first things first, we have, have the camera here. Yeah, we have the original. The original Rubik's Cube. First things first, one thing you should know is, if you know how to solve it, and your average solve time is, well, basically, if you have another cube and you know how to solve it, use that other cube. This cube is very slow and clunky. I've been able to speed it up by, it's not adjustable, you can't take it apart. So to speed it up, I need to kind of hold it open like this and pour water in it, because that was the only possible way. I did that after I had this one, so it didn't really matter too much. If this one broke, I wouldn't really care too badly. So basically though, it's very slow. Most of the time you need to do a full turn, as with your whole hand. You can't just flick it, because if you flick it, it'll only go about halfway, unless you do it like with a whole bunch of force. Its corner cutting is very bad. Like if I am to try to show you to do this as fast as I can on this one, as you can see, it's a very slow cube, and that's basically about it. This cube sucks for the most part. If you can afford in any way, shape, or form a faster cube, which if you can afford this one, there are some that are like $5 on the internet that are a lot better. Recommend you one of those. The only reason you would get this is, I guess, to collect. And if you're a beginner, I might see why you would get it. It's easy to find most of the time, but besides that, kinda sucks. Very slow and clunky. As you can see, it locks a lot. It doesn't pop, which I guess is a good thing, but it's not adjustable. You can't lubricate it. You can't adjust the tensions, anything. Kinda sucks. And also, the core of this one is a circular core, I believe, similar to the Speed Cube here, which is like the new type of core, I guess. I don't know too much about it, but basically that's about it on this. Once again, I said these are going to be quite short. When I get my better cubes, I'll have done a little bit more research, and I'll know a little bit better how to do these tutorials. This is just kind of to see if you guys would want, once I get more well-informed, some well-informed tutorials, or not tutorials, reviews, blah. And then here we have the Speed Cube. As you can see instantly, the most noticeable difference is these little holes here. Which these do not have on the sensors. What these are is to open it. Beneath it, there is a screw. I don't have anything to open it on hand right now. I'm going to try with this. Hang on. No, I can't open it on hand right now, but beneath it there are screws. And doing that, you can get into the core. As you can see, this one where I try to pull it apart, you see little gaps. With this one, I have it on the tightest tensions I could get it on. It's lubricated as well, though, and I can pull it apart quite easily. See inside of it. Now if I am to just pull off one of the corners here so that you can kind of see on the inside. I don't even need to open much of the rest. You can kind of see the interior of the core if I can, get a good angle here, which I can't. But it has a circular core, as I previously mentioned. If I just snap this back into place really quickly. Now this one is definitely, it comes with, if you get the Pro Pack, its own cube lubricant and also just tensions, these springs. Now metal pieces, if you want tighter or looser tensions, you can tighten them, loosen them, yada yada yada. I tightened them to basically the max because it kept being too loose. And this cube is quite good. You can get some pretty good speed on here. Probably good for beginners. But the main problem with this is that if I do it just right, if I'm going too fast, it can lock. And on occasion, it rarely happens. Usually I have to put some usually I'll have to have popped it previously, then it'll pop when I turn it. As you can see, sometimes if I am doing like a turn, it'll occasionally do that. And something that also happens quite occasionally, yes, a lot of bad things happen often, is corners turning. The corners are extremely easy to turn, and that does happen quite often when I'm doing a quicker solve. I've kind of learned to adjust so that it doesn't happen that often anymore. I've adjusted to it a bit. But yeah, definitely if you get this right out of the box, lubricate with the lube it comes with, it comes with barely any. Even on the tightest tensions with the lube in, while it is quite fast, it is prone to locks and I just forgot my terminology. But it locks and pops a lot. So for example, if I were to try to move both of these at the same time, that would be something that occurs. Or sometimes when I'm doing that, that'll happen. It's very quick, and it's very prone to overshooting. It overshoots a lot, and it takes a lot of getting used to this one. More so than a lot of the other cubes I've tried. Before I got this one, some of the kids at my school had some speed cubes that they allowed me to try out, and they were a lot faster than this one, but they worked so much smoother. So it's not just that I'm not used to quick cubes, it's just that it's not really that good. Also, the tensions themselves, sometimes when I'll be doing a turn like this quickly, when I try to turn it like this, it'll get stuck, and instead of locking, it'll turn the F turn instead of an R prime, or instead of an R prime turn as I intend, or vice versa. I'll try to do a left turn, and I'll do an F prime turn. Now, I'm not the only one who thinks this is kind of sucky. One of the kids at my school, who's one of the faster cubers, he has, I forget which cube he has one of the, I think he has a stickerless Zanshi. I'm not 100% sure. But even he said this one is very, smooth and kind of, gets stuck a lot. And it definitely, if you want to put the effort in and, you want to have an official one for whatever reason, maybe you didn't know too much, when I got this one, because I had gotten this one for Christmas. I didn't know I had it, I got it, I learned it. That's kind of what got me into it. This one I got because I heard about speed cubes, and according to every website I found, it was like a month to get here. I decided I'll get this one, it's official, it has to be good. It sucks. The corner turning happens very, very often. I'll be doing a solve, I won't even notice it's turned until I'll have all my face up except one corner or something. I won't, after I finish my OLL, I won't even notice it until that. The corners turn frequently. It doesn't pop that often, but it definitely locks like this a lot. Normally when it locks, it'll force its way through. It won't pop. So I guess. But after you break it in, the popping does become more frequent. I'm trying to see if I can get a pop or... Yeah, I'm doing this a little bit too. See, there's a lock right there. Kind of have to force it through. But definitely, it's not the worst, but it's definitely not the best. Honestly, I definitely prefer this one to this one, even though this one locks and pops a lot. And even though it's a little bit too smooth, I prefer the speed with the flaws to this one, which is slow and also locks a lot. Except when this one locks, it's a lot more difficult. If I show you some of the turning on this, as you can see, it's very loose. But that also means all the other layers are loose. So if it's a little bit off, it can end up locking like that. If it's about here, it'll click faster. But once it's about halfway through the cube or so, it begins to lock. As for, like, if I attempt to do some quick turns, like, once again, I can do it quite quickly, but it'll lock quite often. I actually think I may have messed this up here. Yeah, I don't know where I messed that up. As you can see, there was a minor lock there. I'm kind of learning to handle them, but they're quite difficult. So that's basically it. Another thing though about this cube, if you do get it, I recommend try your best not to move it slowly, because when you move it slowly, it tends to break a lot easier. It's very fragile. If you're gonna use this cube, first things first, before you lubricate it or put the springs in, definitely get used to the speed. Do some practice turns like this. Get used to the speed. Yada yada yada. Because if you move this too slowly, it will break so much. So yeah, speed is definitely the only. It'll actually stop it from breaking rather than slowing it down. So that's definitely something to consider. I would only recommend this if collector. If you want to collect it, I see no other reason to buy it. I don't think it's at least here in the US. I don't think it's in stores. I had to get this off the internet. Not worth it. Well, that's about it. Peace out.